What's up, everyone? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than the normal movie review. I am going to be giving you my tiered review list of all the Alien movies now that I have been able to see the latest one out, Alien Romulus, which if you haven't seen my review of, you could check it out here. You may be surprised if you're a fan of the movie. So let's get into the tier ranking from very beginning to up to where we are at with Alien Romulus. So to go over this really quick, at the very, very top of this list, we have absolute perfection. Then right underneath, we have hell yeah. Then we got pretty good, yeah. Then we have decent. Then we have just a flat out no. And then we have the get fucked option, which I think we're going to be utilizing that a little bit in this list here. But we're going to start from the release date all the way, like I said, to the latest movie that just came out. So starting from the beginning, covering the very first movie, Alien, there's no question in my mind, there is not even a doubt that this movie is perfection. I absolutely love this movie. I always have. It scared the hell out of me as a kid, and I think it is a fantastic horror movie. Without this movie, none of these even matter. It's a movie on its own. It cannot be emulated. It has been tried and tried multiple times, and as we have seen, not very successfully. So there's no doubt in my mind that this movie sits at the very top and is considered perfection. Now, moving on to the sequel, Aliens. This is where I think some of you may get a little annoyed at me, and you know what? I don't care. Because it is what it is, and I like what I like, and I think how I want. As much as I enjoy Aliens, and I really think it is a very good sequel movie, it's not perfection. It's just not. It's a completely different film from the first one, okay? It's not a horror movie. It's more of an action movie. So for me to compare the two, it's very hard to do that. And at least for me, this movie is a hell yeah. It's good and it's close, but it is not perfection. And without Aliens isn't as impactful. I think Aliens can still exist without the first one being around. It just doesn't matter as much. So yes, as much as I love Aliens, I just don't think it's as good as the first one. It's pretty damn close, but it's just not the same. Now we come to Alien 3, and I already know this is where people are going to fall off a cliff. For whatever reason, Alien 3 gets a lot of hate. Tons and tons and tons of hate by people, and I really don't understand it, to be quite honest with you. I don't get it. Personally, Alien 3, pretty good movie. I've seen a lot of people completely shit all over this movie because of how dark it is. Because Newt and the other main character are basically killed off right from the beginning. It's dark, it's dreary, there's no hope, right? And I get it. That's kind of the point of the movie. So I'm kind of glad how it tried to go back to the roots of Alien. It didn't land it perfectly, but I enjoyed the movie for what it was. And I thought for a way to wrap up Ripley's story, I think it did a pretty good job. Not everything has to have this crazy happy ending. I mean, what if Newt survived and Huck survived? Like, what were you going to do with them anyway? I know a lot of people were pissed off about that, but I don't really care. I know it was pretty different, but that's what I liked about it. Getting to Alien Resurrection. This movie is decent. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I probably have to go back and rewatch it. But I remember even as a kid watching this, I was like, what? I was very confused, especially at the end when you had that really weird hybrid monster thing. It was very, very odd. I absolutely hated the fact that they brought back Ripley. Her story ended in Alien 3, that sacrifice of her going into the lava pit or whatever it was, the fire pit, and the chest bursts coming out of her, right? Like, let this woman rest already. She's been through enough shit. And for them to bring her back and try to drag it out, I mean, is it the worst thing in the world? No, it's not. But it definitely was like, eh. So the next movie on this list is Alien versus Predator. And I gotta say that it's gonna fall in line as decent. And listen, I am a massive fan of the Alien versus Predator franchise. Okay, I love the comics back in the day. I didn't read them very heavily, but I read them enough. I remember seeing Predator 2, and at the end, right, you had that Easter egg of the alien head on the wall, the skeleton on the ship. So I was always ecstatic about that. I loved the video games back in the day, especially the PC game Alien vs. Predator 2. I used to play that all the freaking time, and I craved a movie. I've always wanted an Alien vs. Predator movie, and when I saw this movie, I was extremely disappointed. Very disappointed. I was like, this is what we got? This is it? Now, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not on par with Alien 3, in my opinion. It's just like in the resurrection field. It could have been so freaking good. And there was definitely potential there, but I feel like it was one of those movies where people that shouldn't be involved probably were the ones that caused this to be an absolute disaster. Moving on to the next movie, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. And I gotta say, no. That movie is terrible. I'm sorry. It's bad. I'm not a fan of it. Again, when I saw what they were doing with it, I was like, no thanks. And that hybrid predator alien thing, they completely went off the reservoir, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. No, this is garbage. It's bad. No thanks. Not interested. Another one of those movies where it could have been done very well, but of course not. Because why would they do anything very successful, right? The next one on the list is probably one of my most hated movies made in the Alien franchise, and that is Prometheus. Prometheus has to land in the get fucked column. And of the reason for that is because I really wanted Prometheus to be very good, okay? I remember as a kid seeing the space jockey. To this day, it still fascinates me that this thing was just kind of stuck there, right? And you were told nothing. And I love that. I love the fact that all these years, we never knew what that was. We don't know where this stuff comes from, nothing. And that was the beauty of it, was just that magical piece of like, what the hell is this thing? Where did this come from? I love the idea that was something that the fans can go back and forth on and struggle against and fight with, right? And then they decided to go into it. And whenever they go into it, that's when I feel like if you don't land it perfectly, you're damaging the lore behind the Alien movie. And they screwed it up big time. Prometheus was a massive letdown for me. So because I feel like it was a massive letdown for me, it changed a lot of the lore with Alien and the backstory of things. That's why I'm like, no, get fucked. I try to pretend that this movie doesn't even exist. I know a lot of people out there are liking it now after all these years, but no freaking way, impossible. That is one of the most detrimental movies created in the Alien franchise. Next up would have to be Alien Covenant, and it's got to fall in line with Get Fucked because, again, it's a continuation of Prometheus. It is essentially a sequel right up to that where Dr. Shaw, we find out what happens to her, and the android David is there, right? And I don't care. I don't care. I watched them. I wanted to like these movies because I love the Alien franchise, but no, it's garbage. It is trash, and I hated this movie. So now on this list is Alien Isolation, which is not technically a movie, but everything that I have heard about this video game, it is essentially just like a movie, and I love games like that. Like Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 can technically be considered movies. Grand Theft Auto, even some of them, their stories could technically be movies. And Alien Isolation, I have only played a little bit of. I'm up to like level 3, okay? Unfortunately, I don't do this full time. I have a full-time job. I have like other things that I need to do, right? So I can't do this all the time. I don't get to play video games a lot, but I have played it a little bit, and it is pretty damn good. The attention to detail that they have done in this game alone so far, as early as I am into the game, it's pretty like insane. And like I said, I hear the story is just awesome. So from what I have been able to experience and see with it, it's going to go up to hell yeah. Because it's just pretty freaking good. And now we are up to Romulus. And Romulus is in the get fucked section. Romulus, I think, does more damage to all of the franchise than any other movie. It literally is a disaster in every way, shape, or form. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, and I don't care. I don't care. This movie is a complete dumpster fire of a film, and it could have been so good, which is why it pisses me off. The fact that all they did was rip off literally every single film on this list besides the Alien versus Predator movies. You ripped off everything here. You took scenes from literally every single one of these movies and inputted into yours. All you had to do was do your own thing. The blueprint is Alien and Aliens. Then create your own story. And nope, they absolutely wasted the opportunity to do that. And they counted on member berries, and it was a complete and utter disaster. So this is my list of the Alien franchise, and I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. I like how it turned out. I think it looks pretty damn good, and I'm satisfied with it. I know a lot of people are going to throw some hate at me for this, so what I want you to do is in the comments below, tell me. I want to hear it all. I want to hear everything. I want to see where you disagree, where you agree. Maybe there's some of you out there that do. Maybe there's some of you that don't. I don't know. But let me know in the comments below. But also let me know about any other lists that you want to see like this. I like playing around with this. I think this is kind of fun. And yeah, looking at this, I'm pretty proud of it. I'm not going to lie. I still don't understand all the Alien 3 hate, man. I think it's a good film. Newt's overrated. So, but thanks for checking out the video. Thanks for watching, as always. Greatly appreciate it. Again, if you haven't seen my Romulus review, you can check that out on the channel. It's out. I got plenty of more reviews and videos coming out very soon. So thanks for watching, as always. Hit that like button, leave comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.